Well, I am here with my friend Jules Evans for the very first experimental 3 by 5 Ws. You can find Jules at Jules E on the Twitter. She's a writer, a friend. She's helped us out with all of our projects to date, so I thought she would be a good one to try this with. And essentially, what we do is we're going to ask 5 questions: who, what, when, and where about her life, and then she's got 3 answers for each. And then I will pick one of those and ask her to elaborate, and we'll just see how it goes. Does that sound fair? Thanks,
Fair.
thanks for being willing to try this out with me. So why don't we start with the first one? Who? 3 words that describe who you are.
Okay. So I wasn't sure about this because there's 3 in the first,
So that's
but
happy.
the other one's a secret.
The superhero's a secret,
Yeah.
so you're not allowed to elaborate on that one.
Well, I can, but
Now I'm very intrigued. I was gonna pick Lucky, but now I kind of want to hear about superhero.
it's the same thing actually.
Okay.
Um, I my tagline is radioactive with a chance of superpowers, and that's because I am a cancer survivor, and so I have to have these MUGA scans occasionally, and they make me radioactive, and so I can go into a courthouse or the airport and set off alarms if I wanted to, but I haven't done that before.
You would set off alarms in the airport?
Yeah, if I have to carry a card when I
Really?
go through. Yeah.
How often do you have to get this done?
I actually am almost 5 years out, so right now I'm not having to have scans every year, so I'm kind of freed of all of that.
Nice.
Yeah.
Well, congrats. And is that so Lucky? You said it ties into superheroes. That how does that word work for you?
Yeah, no, I feel super lucky that I get to be here, and um, so superhero, I guess, paying it forward. I mean, I've been so lucky not just with getting to be here, but I had the most ridiculous, amazing support. My family and my husband and our church, the Vineyard, and all of my tennis friends, and uh, just yeah, I'm lucky.
It's interesting that you didn't pick cancer survivor as one of the words to describe you. Is that did you think about that one, or do you not describe yourself as that with that word?
I mean, I think about Survivor, but that seems cocky, and I mean, I know lucky kind of sounds cocky too, but I also like alliteration, so I don't mind that too much. But lucky maybe more implies the gratitude that I would feel. I know that not everybody believes in luck, so fortune, blessing, whatever you want to call it. Luck is just a fun word. Lucky is a universally understood word,
Yeah.
and I do feel really lucky. And survivor, I mean, that feels cocky. I have friends who are fighting and they're survivors, but they're not going to survive,
Mm,
and nobody ultimately survives, and it seems more gritty, and I like the lighter side of it.
cool. Let's move on to what then? 3 things that make you strange happy. So I see writing, redheads. What's that F word? Forgiven?
Forgiven,
For,
forgiven,
what is forgiven?
and then finish line.
Finish line.
Um, Forgiven is a really cool word I learned in Israel from my Jewish Orthodox friends. It is this extreme happiness in somebody else's happiness.
Wow. So give me a specific example of when that's happened recently.
Well, like I have a lot of artist friends who have shows or whatever, and going and supporting theirs because it's everything to them to have somebody show up to their show. Or my friends just got some short stories published of their cancer journeys, and in this book, and so like that's like so incredibly exciting to me. Obviously, I'm super excited in Strange Brand of Happy coming out. for you and all of my friends, my son who worked on your crew.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, just I think it's kind of a rare thing that people can actually get unwrapped in themselves enough to be wrapped up in somebody else's happiness.
Yeah.
And it opens up avenues to be happy, I think. If you're not just locked into your own happiness, you can have a lot more and share a lot more.
Yeah. Cool.
I love the word
Forgetting.
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 Bargaining. I don't know how you say it.
Yeah.
But I love it.
It's interesting. It kind of sounds like a little bit like forgetting too, like you're forgetting about yourself and noticing other people a little bit.
Yeah.
All right. How about when? 3 times when you feel the most you. Writing, dinner table, and being a superhero. Tell me about why you feel the most you when you're writing.
Well, Eric Little said when he was the Olympic runner, and he said that God made him fast and that he felt God's pleasure when he ran.
Yeah.
And so, like, I relate to that quote a lot when I'm writing. I have the most fun when I'm sitting out here and, writing, getting on a roll, cracking myself up, having a glass of red wine, writing way into the night, and it just feels like what I'm meant to do.
So there's something spiritual in that for you.
Oh, yeah. Yeah.
That's cool. Let's move on to where, the 3 favorite spots on the planet.
Didn't follow rules very well.
Back deck of Evanshire, sidewalk cafe of Rome, and does that say Paris?
Yeah, Rome or Paris or anywhere fun.
New York City, finish line, and what's the last one say? That's very small.
Oh, date night with my redheads.
Date night with your redheads. Tell me about that one.
Ever since Amanda was 4 and she's 22 and married now, I have had a date night with them once a year, and night before their birthday, and Mikey's is coming up next week. And I've interviewed them every year. I take a pad of paper like this and my pencil and pretend that I don't pretend, they're the most important thing in the world at that moment, and I interview them. I ask them questions like this.
Yeah.
And it is it's my 3 favorite days of the year.
Wow.
Every year.
Wow. How long do those conversations usually last?
Well, we have the whole evening. I take them out to dinner, and we usually take the placemats, and then we trace each other's hands to holding each other. That's dumb, but that's what we do because we're dumb. And I always put the date, and then I ask them what are their favorite colors, what's their favorite friends right now, what's their favorite snacks, and I have the history of their whole life, all of their favorites, and how they've fluctuated, and then I ask them, some of these same kinds of questions. What makes them happy?
Yeah.
What makes them scared?
Wow. And I'm guessing they change over the years, and that's got to be fascinating to look back on that.
So cool.
I'm going to steal that idea. Do I have to pay you like a copyright fee to do that with my kids?
No, and I can even give you the questions. It's the most fun.
Awesome.
And when your kids have your attention like that, because it's so hard with life, and I homeschooled my kids, so they always had me all together. But that one night, it would feed them for days and days, that they would come home and be flying. But yeah, we take the whole night. We would always go out to dinner, then a bookstore, they pick out any book they want, and then we go and buy what they want for breakfast. Then we come home, and at midnight, we open up gifts.
Wow.
With the whole family.
Gotcha. What a tradition. That's cool.
Yeah.
Let's move on to the last question. Why? The 3 reasons you wake up in the morning. See what happens next. My 3 redheads. Dave brings me coffee.
Yes.
So that's interesting that you would describe yourself then as an optimistic person, I would guess, if you wake up because you want to see what happens next.
Yeah, I hope so. That was an optimistic answer.
Yeah.
No, I do feel pretty optimistic. I mean, I feel lucky to wake up. I mean, it's easy to take that for granted, waking up or breathing or being able to run or being able to go get your own cup of coffee, even if your husband brings you coffee and bread in bed. But yeah, I don't want to take those things for granted.
Does he really bring you coffee every single morning?
Yeah,
Does he really?
I even have a hoops and yo-yo button if I wake up before he brings it to me, and I can push it, and it says it screams for coffee in an obnoxious manner.
How long you been doing that?
He's brought me coffee for a long time. I can't even remember when he started, but the button he does regret having gotten me, but
Yeah.
he still brings it when I push it.
Nice. So one extra bonus question that I have for you that I was thinking about last night, I was actually talking to my wife when we were walking the dogs and my son Henry, is how did you guys create an environment with your kids where everybody wants to hang out with each other and you all like each other and enjoy each other and appreciate each other? Like, as a parent, how did you do that? Because I want to create that environment in my family.
Well, I mean, I think the cancer helped a lot. I mean, we were pretty close before I got sick, but definitely when I got sick and we all sat around this table and talked to the kids about the options that I had, and which, by the way, I'm healthy right now, almost 5 years out. And but anyway, that kind of has no way of not pulling you together. Well, I guess some people fall apart, but like my kids really pulled it together, and I mean, obviously the vineyard helped, and the student union, loving on my kids and helping us love on them. But we've always had our house open to them and their friends, and tried to be the place that they want their friends want to come. And I don't know, our doors are always open, so hopefully that's got something to do with it.
Yeah. Yeah, I sense a level of freedom that your kids feel, that they feel they can be themselves with you, and that there's that.
And luckily,
openness.
they let me be myself.
Yeah. Cool. I think that's all the questions I have.
All right.
So thanks for joining
Cool.
me.
Thanks. That was fun.
So they can find you on the Twitter. I'm guessing you have a website as well, right?
Yeah. www.joulesevans.com, and it's Joules.
Perfect. Thanks, Jules. I'll talk to you later.